Marie, I'm going to show you exactly what the scene is like behind me. Take a look very closely here. Now, what you're seeing are the side windows on Huron of the Rolex store located on Michigan Avenue. From police scanner communication, it appears the thieves involved used axes to break through the display windows, and shots were fired outside the store. Now, look closely as well. You see that watch you referenced, Marie, hanging out of the shattered glass. This happened around 2:40 this afternoon. From police scanner communication, we know about $261,000 worth of merchandise was taken. Now, listen closely. We're going to play you police scanner communication as the robbery unfolded here at the Rolex store.
The robbery just occurred 700 North Michigan at the Rolex store. 6 males in ski masks damaged the store. They're armed with axes. Shots were fired outside the store, broke the windows. People were busting the windows, and somebody in the background said it was shots.
The security guard observed them shooting. So yes, the bad guys were the shooters. This was a successful robbery. They have recounted. They are missing watches. This was successful.
Now, what you're seeing now is video from CBS Skywatch. This is over 69th in Peoria. You see a person in handcuffs. This is where police scanner communication says 4 people involved in this robbery at the Rolex store on Michigan Avenue were taken into custody. You also see the red Nissan Murano that was used in the Getaway, police say, scanner communication. At the time, the suspects in that Nissan were pursued. They were throwing items, presumably watches, out of the window. Again, a total of 4 people in custody.
This is sad, bro. It's really sad that this is happening to Chicago because, you know, the mayor refused to acknowledge the fact that everything is messed up in Chicago, and the people in Chicago don't realize that their whole city is going to be under siege. And when I say under siege, I'm not even talking about the National Guard. I'm talking about the Trump administration. The Trump administration has made it clear that in order for us to promote America, the largest cities, especially the one in the Midwest, needs to be safe. And I don't think that that's an unreasonable ask. I don't think it's unreasonable to say that the largest city in the Midwest, which is Chicago, and the Magnificent Mile, who has a historic vacancy rate, should be safe for shoppers. Now, when shoppers get brazen enough to go to what is supposed to be one of the most popular shopping destinations in Chicago on the Magnificent Mile and rob the Rolex store and then jump in a getaway car, regardless of whether they get caught or not, it sets a precedence and it's a cultural norm. And this is why the mayor of Chicago is the worst mayor in the United States of America. Quite possibly because it is a great runner-up in Karen Bass over there in Los Angeles. And then obviously we know about Mike Johnston down in Denver, and we know everything about what's happening all over the United States of America. Obviously you got the New Orleans mayor and stuff like that, but this is bad. It is horrible. It is very, very bad. This isn't a simple theft. This is them coming in with guns, them coming in with axes, them taking a whole lot of stuff. If y'all ever have been to, I went to Mexico. I forgot what the name of the city was, but I went to a high-end Rolex store. Obviously, it's an authorized dealer, so it wasn't necessarily a actual Rolex store. All of them are authorized dealers from Rolex, and they had like armed security. Like they had people in masks standing all outside. Before you ever get to it, you couldn't record or anything like that. And I had never really experienced anything like that going into a jewelry store or going into a watch store before, right? And it was just weird. It weirded me out so much to where I just didn't even feel comfortable shopping there because that's not the norm, right? Fast forward, if you go down to Miami, right, in a design district, if you go, even here in Michigan, if you go to Somerset and you go to the Rolex, you know, the authorized dealer is Tappers, is the authorized dealer out there in Somerset. I buy a lot of watches from there. It's just cool. You know, they got regular security that is outside or whatever and around, but it's not like that. But you don't see this type of thing happening in other major cities to where people are breaking into the most prestigious shopping place and feeling as though they can get away with it, and it turns into a high-speed chase and helicopters and all of that. And so now what is happening, the only reason that you've seen them get arrested is because now you have people, that are vested in Trump not coming, not because they actually want to create a culture to where you don't have thieves getting away. And then obviously, even if they get arrested, you got the Safety Act. So they may even get released. I don't know if Trump's executive order has taken place to where the Illinois governor is willing to enforce no longer supporting the Safety Act that was basically being able to give no cash bail to non-violent crimes and things like that, and even some violent crimes. But it's they're only doing it so that they can try to prevent the National Guard from coming in, because they've monetized crime inside of Chicago. Now, if you want to know how they monetize crime, make sure y'all subscribe to the Millionaire Morning Show. We do live streams every Monday through Friday, sometimes on Saturday, and then we have dope conversations. But yeah, they're basically monetizing crime over in Chicago, and it makes the people look bad. It makes the culture look bad. It makes the city look bad. And more importantly, it reflects bad upon the United States of America.
Joe, Erica, I want to show you the windows behind me. Take a look at these two windows. They are shattered. Look closely. You see a watch right there dangling from the broken glass. Axes were used and shots fired by the robbers to shatter these windows of the Rolex store here on Michigan Avenue. That's what police scanner communication revealed was used to break the windows here by the four men that you see in this picture. One of them holding a large red bag. They got away with about $261,000.
Look at this, yo. Look at the culprits. In broad daylight. No fear. Hoodies. Work together. Hatch the plan. Do you think that this would have been a thing had the National Guard been there? Do you think that this would have been a thing? People, remember, this is like regular people, shoppers. Imagine that you got somebody from another country or somebody that's visiting the United States of America. Hey, I want to visit all of the major cities. I want to go to Chicago and see what's going on. And they come in and they're walking down the street, and this is what you see in broad daylight. This is embarrassing. If I were the Chicago mayor and the Illinois governor and the aldermen, the 50 aldermen that all make over $100,000+ a year, and the police officers, I would be embarrassed. I would be absolutely embarrassed about what happens and what is going on in Chicago. And if you are a retailer, you're less likely to open up on the Magnificent Mile in Chicago. If I go and visit, because I actually seen this on Instagram and social media, people walking by and them recording. This is bad, bro.
In merchandise at around 2:40 this afternoon.
The robbery just occurred 700 North Michigan at the Rolex store. 6 males in ski masks damaged the store. They're armed with axes. Shots were fired outside the store, broke the windows. People were busting the windows, and somebody in the background said it was shots.
The security guard observed them shooting. So yes, the bad guys were the shooters. This was a successful robbery. They have recounted. They are missing watches. This was successful.
CBS Skywatch over 69th and Peoria capturing a person in handcuffs. This is where police scanner communication says 4 people involved in the robbery at the Rolex store on Michigan Avenue were taken into custody. While they were pursued by police by air and on the ground, they were throwing items, presumably watches, out of the window.
Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Sad. Peace.